Hello everyone, I'm Steven and you're watching Steven Loves Science. Now the other day a friend of mine asked me something. He said, Steven, if there is no order in evolution, how are you born with your head on your shoulders? And my answer was simple. I said, but there is order in evolution, and that's where I'll begin today. Now the process of natural selection creates order out of disorder. And under a strong selection pressure, populations can produce combinations of genes that at first glance may seem extremely unlikely, and may even look as though the only way they could have come about is if they were placed there by an omnipotent creator. Now in the following analogy, I will present to you with the 31 letters in the sentence, "There is grandeur in this way of life." The sentence is analogous to a sequence of 31 genes, each with 26 different possible versions. If evolution assembled this sequence completely at random, it would have taken through 26 to the 31 power different possible combinations before it would have hit this one. That would have taken over 100 million years. But natural selection causes successful gene sequences to increase in frequency, and inheritance and accurate replication preserves the letters that are in the right place. It remembers what worked before. And this isn't the best example because there is no end goal of evolution, but it's just showing how we can go from something random to something that is highly complex and organized and beautiful. So in this example, let's suppose that a very strong selection pressure retains the correct letter whenever it occurs. So to demonstrate this, we will start with by putting up a random sequence of 31 letters and retain the letters that happen to be correct with our sentence. Ahan, let's begin. Okay, so at this point, Ahan and I have begun to arrange 31 letters in a random order, and I just wanted to point out that this original analogy was first thought of by Richard Dawkins in, I believe it was his 1999 book, The Extended Phenotype. It was either The Extended Phenotype or The Greatest Show on Earth. I don't exactly remember. Okay, so our first swipe yielded us with 3 correct letters. So now we're going to shuffle our letters again and start from the top. Okay, so using this method of selection and inheritance, we should reach the correct sequence in about 100 trials, but hopefully a little less. So I also like to point out that in this example, the mutation rate changes from very high to very low as soon as the correct letter is found. And that's not biologically realistic. So some parts of this example isn't biologically realistic, but it's a great example in showing that selection can rapidly find improvements and inheritance will accumulate them to get something that is biologically functional. Okay everyone, welcome back. 2.5 hours later, and 96 trials have passed since we first began, and we've successfully spelled out the sentence, "There is grandeur in this view of life." A homage to Richard Dawkins for sure, but this just goes to show that evolution, natural selection, inheritance, and preservation of successful genes can result in a highly complex system. Thanks for watching this episode of Steven Loves Science, and please join us next time for our series on evolution.